Okay. What's going on, everybody? I had to get just a little bit of food in me because I felt kind of drained. Ate a couple of figs, Calmyra figs. So if you'll just let me pick my teeth a little bit, I'll be ready for this one. Let a few viewers show up so I feel like I'm not alone, you know? You're not going to leave me yet, are you? Have patience, my friend. Because the fun never ends. When life is crazy, you gotta roll with it, baby. That is a song from Steve Winwood from about 20 years ago. I can't even remember. 30 years? No, more like 35 years ago. You know, when you get older, you'll start to lose track of time. You'll remember the years, but you'll be like, how long ago was that? Hello, Yogatron. What's going on? Damn this thing. So, my evening is going pretty good. I just got 3 shipments out. I'm back in biz again. I was off for almost 2 weeks. And immediately, as soon as I go back online with taking orders, they just start piling up again. I was up to 11 orders, and now I just got 3 out. So now I've got 8 on the boards. But today I went to Asheville. I went to the dance, and it was okay. I went to the co-op and got a bunch of really good food. Figs. And so this is what's going on. You know, I keep learning more and more about astrology. And on Friday, we had this exact conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. Yes, they are. Figs are very good. We have this exact conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in the 0 degree of Aries, which is a really hairy ordeal. But when you add that to Pluto in the it's in the 4th degree right now of Aquarius, you add that extreme change creation thing, and I believe they're sextile amongst some other things in the chart, and we just had this new moon. But right now, if you've been wondering why, and I can't tell you that the astrological things that are going on are the end to all means reason why all of this stuff is going on in the world, but they are certainly part of it. Everything is connected. Just like your hand is connected to your fingers, and your hand is connected to your arm, and your arm's connected to your shoulders, and this bone's connected to that bone. Everything in the universe is somehow connected in different ways that we do not understand. And if you ask AI, and believe me, I do this just for fun. If you ask AI, well, why is this connected to that? And why is that connected to this? It'll tell you that there's no scientific proof. I love to fuck with AI. I'll be like, well, you realize that the reason that there's no scientific proof is because there hasn't been studies. There haven't been studies on this particular subject. And even if there were studies, you would have limited evidence because people are limited in their perceptions because they haven't progressed very much. Some people are very intuitive and some people are just matter of fact type people, and everyone's different. And until people evolve, not just like technologically, but also until people evolve with their instincts, the gut instincts, the things that are beyond scientific ability, at least at this point, to be able to know what to do and what not to do, where to go and where not to go, then people just don't know yet. And until also there are reasons to study things besides just getting a patent, besides just making money. You see, this is one of the things in our world right now. The reasons to study things like in a laboratory are either from government funding, public funding, which is very limited, especially when Trump is the president, or from people that really want to be able to patent something like a prescription med so that they can make a lot of money. Okay? Something to do with money. That's why they say always follow the money. If you want to find the perpetrator, if you want to find the guilty party, always find the money, follow the money. Okay? So if it seems like someone is guilty of something, let's just shift gears a little bit. If it seems like someone is guilty about something, your gut instincts might tell you that they are probably guilty, and your mind might say, hey, you know, that person is like this or that. They said this and that. All of the things, 90% of the things that they said in the past seemed like it was just about making money or getting more power or boosting their ego, etc., etc. And so what happens? Well, you assume that they're probably guilty of a bunch of other devious bullshit things, don't you? and one thing leads to another. Remember that one? I have so many songs in my head. And so, you know, when one domino falls over, it hits the next domino next to it. And that one falls over, and so on. And that's the kind of a time that we're living in right now. You know, the Epstein files have been around for a long time. They've been sitting in the back of that Department of Justice computer for a long ass time, right? And they've just been waiting for something to prompt them, for some bunch of people to get brave, for a bunch of planets to come into perfect alignment to reveal a time in astrology when everything that was just lurking in the bottom starts to rise to the top. And eventually all the dominoes keep tilting over and this and that. And all kinds of things get exposed. And you should know that it's not just, see, when I was just telling the meat man, right, about this stuff. And the meat man, he seemed to think that it was just political, what I was talking about, but it's not. Anybody out there, including you, Yogatron or whoever else, that has anything that's needed to rise to the surface, an issue about something, an emotional issue, especially a spiritual issue, some kind of a restriction issue, Saturn, all kinds of different things that have needed to change in your life, it's very possible that you will be forced to change those things in the direction that they need to for you to be able to survive. Here's the thing. Change is hard. When something like this comes along, the world goes into a state of chaos. Your emotions, your thoughts, all kinds of things, worries. You're worried about things falling, empires, businesses, countries, whole countries. And when they fall, shit can happen. It's hell. It can be bad. Like Iran. When's that going to fall? Because see, Trump, in the back of Trump's little brain, he's worried that Prince Andrew might rat on him. He's worried about all kinds of different people that know all kinds of different shit, right? And so he knows, whether subconsciously or consciously, that if he creates more diversion by creating a thing, not just in Venezuela or Greenland or Gaza, but also in Iran, if he creates a bunch of hoopla, it'll divert everybody's attention away from the Epstein files. He's all about creating change. He also wants to divert everyone's attention away from what just happened in the Supreme Court. He hates to lose. Okay? Everybody knows this. He hates to lose. So, Trump is one of the things in the world that's creating all of this crazy chaos. And you can expect to see more and more and more crazy chaos in the world. So that's the deal. That's the deal here with me and with so many different people, so many people in the world. A state of crazy change. And that includes every aspect of a person's life. Some people will be going through a lot more of it, and some people will be going through less of it. If you're one of those people that's experiencing a lot of people, like a lot of people, a lot of crazy change, you have to roll with it, baby. Roll with it. Try to look at the positive, okay? Try to look at the positive aspects of what's going on. This builds faith. All of this builds faith. And you have to trust. So you have to trust that what God and the universe have in mind is a lot beyond, far beyond what any of us can conceive. And so you just allow it to happen and have faith. Okay? And that's all I think I really want to say tonight. A couple of figs aren't going to cut the mustard for me, so I need to go make some good food. But I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you want, you can go back and watch this from the beginning. But what I would suggest, if you want to learn more about what's going on astrologically, is you can look up Neptune conjunct Saturn in the first 0 degree of Aries. And then you can also look up Pluto in Aquarius. The combination of those two things is really hairy and huge and life-changing, world-changing right now. Thank you so much for joining me. Be well.